Section 14, Topographical Map. The sheets of the topographical map surveyed, drawn, and printed by the survey have been immensely serviceable. Indeed, no publications of the survey have had up to the present date a greater general usefulness than this map, which under Powell's strong initiative was undertaken for the whole country. Scientists of the younger generation, who are now profiting from the large supply of good maps available for their uses, can hardly appreciate the rarity of cartographic material regarding nearly every part of our country, the coast and the lake shores excepted, 30 years ago. The change from geographic barbarism of that earlier day to the relative civilization of the present time is due more to Powell than to any other one man. And in accomplishing this change, Gannett was for many years his right hand. The plan for the Topographic Survey of the United States is set forth in the 6th and 7th annual reports. Quote, "The map should be so simple that it can be used by all people of intelligence. The uses for topographic maps are very many, but there is no demand more exacting than that made by the geologist, and if properly made to meet his wants, they will subserve the purposes of the civil engineer and the agriculturalist, the military engineer and the naturalist." End quote. Map-making in Europe had been largely in the hands of military engineers, as had been intimated above, and maps had been there prepared chiefly for military or cadastral purposes. Our needs are neither military nor cadastral, but civil and general, and our methods must meet our needs. Quote, "No nation had yet undertaken to execute a work of this character over a region of such magnitude. It has therefore been deemed of prime importance that the survey should be conducted with utmost regard to economy." End quote. Relief had usually been represented by shading or by hachures. Shading is too vague. Hachures are too expensive. Contours are definite and not over costly. Hence, contour maps were determined upon. Cooperative work with states, first undertaken in 1884 with Massachusetts, has since then been greatly extended. Singularly enough, no provision was made at first for the sale of the topographic sheets to the public, but when this was allowed, the price did not include any part of the cost of production apart from paper and printing. A wide distribution was thus secured. The same wise method was early applied in determining the price asked for survey reports and later for geologic folios. The plans as outlined at the beginning of this great topographic work were admirable. The difficulty of executing them was great. Liberal sums were available for topographic surveying, but for a time it was impossible to find trained topographers in the desired number. Hence, many insufficiently trained men had to be employed, and their training came in the field. The pressure for the rapid production of maps at moderate cost over large areas led to hasty work insufficiently inspected. Hence, the published maps were not always correct to scale of publication. In some cases, the dangerous practice was permitted of redrawing in new form the maps produced by previous surveys, and as a result, certain sheets of deplorable inaccuracy were issued. Some of these exhibit features that are hardly recognizable on the excellent maps of later date for the same districts. Nevertheless, progress toward greater accuracy was rapid afterward, when better methods were introduced and greater cost was allowed per square mile. And it may now be seriously questioned whether the large number of excellent maps annually issued at present could have been so soon reached in any way but by plunging in boldly and rapidly instead of slowly and accurately at the beginning. Certain it is that the revelation of geographical matters of fact regarding large areas of our country, as portrayed on the sheets issued during the last 10 or 15 years, is of immense service to us all today, and this service must be counted as a consequence of Powell's marvelous initiative. End of section 14.